All right. How you guys doing, man? We're back here again. Good morning to you. Today is Tuesday, 10th December 2024. We are here to talk about what is currently trending on social media. Since last night, before we actually ended our daily broadcast, Sowore lambasted. As you all know, that Peter Obi visited Alpha Babalola over the arrest of Dele Farotimi. He also visited Dele Farotimi at the same time. But more or less, Sowore came out now saying that Peter Obi, he called him different kind of names, for going to Alpha Babalola to beg Alpha Babalola allegedly. There's a lot currently going on social media. I'm not going to stay here for long, but I thought I should bring this to your screen. But meanwhile, before I will take people's responses and play one or two videos for you guys, I would like to quickly take on this article that you can see right there on the screen. As you can see, this is coming from Leadership. Farotimi, Sowore lambasts Peter Obi orders for begging Alpha Babalola. I'd like to quickly take this one here. Human rights activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore has lambasted former presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, for allegedly approaching legal luminary Chief Alpha Babalola San, senior advocate of Nigeria, to appease the latter on behalf of Lagos-based lawyer and public affairs commentator Dele Farotimi. Leadership report: Farotimi is currently on trial before an Ado Ekiti Chief Magistrate Court in Ekiti State following his arrest at his chambers in Lagos last week for allegedly defaming Chief Babalola in his book titled Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System. The report invasion of Farotimi's chambers by policemen from Ekiti State Command and the alleged harassment of his staff and others present during the arrest has been widely condemned. Farotimi, who was arraigned before the court last week, was remanded at a correctional facility until this Monday, when he was granted a 50 million naira bail by the same court. It could also be recalled that Farotimi was one of the ardent, obedient followers and campaigner of Peter Obi during the 2023 general election. But meanwhile, to take on what Sowore has said is right here. However, Sowore, who took to his Facebook page on Monday night, which was just last night when we were on the broadcast, I saw it, but I never wanted to change the topic, but to bring it up tonight. But I'm only just coming on air right now as a preamble. We need to at least holistically review and debate, or rather talk on this. Yes, Omoyele Sowore went to a Facebook page on Monday night, reviewed with blurred photograph that Peter Obi and other unnamed persons allegedly visited Chief Babalola to secure a soft landing for Farotimi, accusing the delegation of committing an unspeakable and despicable injustice in the fight against judicial corruption in Nigeria. Sowore wrote, unquote, I strongly condemn those who went to beg Chief Alpha Babalola today regarding the unjust detention and persecution of Dele Farotimi. The delegation led by Peter Obi has committed an unspeakable and despicable injustice in the fight against judicial corruption in our country. Obi's actions feel like forcing Rosa Parks to return to the back of the bus of racial injustice during the civil rights era in the United States. The struggles continues. So that was Omoyele Sowore. Now he talked for this. So, but meanwhile, to bring this to your screen so that you yourself can take it by yourself to see Omoyele Sowore's statement, that was it right there. As you can see, Omoyele Sowore, as I just read, I strongly condemn those who went to beg Chief Alpha Babalola today regarding the unjust detention and persecution of Dele Farotimi. The delegation, led by Mr. Peter Obi, has committed an unspeakable and despicable injustice in the fight against judicial corruption in our country. Obi's actions feel like forcing Rosa, blah, 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 blah. That's it, you can see right there. But a lot of people have actually reacted to this. A lot of Nigerians have bitterly reacted to this, saying that Moele Sowore, why must you be attacking Peter Obi? Why must you expect Peter Obi to do things the way you want it to do things? It's just like some people sometimes attacking me on this platform. Nigeria watch for do it like this, for do it like this. You can continue for a while, stop. But meanwhile, I'd like us to take people's reactions to this particular attack on Mr. Peter Obi. Okay, you can see yesterday he was handcuffed, but today he's currently in court. They don't handcuff him again, but I'll bring that video to you shortly. But meanwhile, as you can see, the first person that responded right there is Ted Black Metal. Said, my father once said, you don't scream at a dog when your hand is in his mouth. You rub his head so he can release your hand. Sowore has always shown he isn't a wise man. While another person, King, said, this is why I would always choose Obi over Sowore. Sowore thinks every problem should be solved through fighting and revolution. His mind can't explore other ways. While I have other people here, Kuz said, you never like anything that comes from Mr. Peter Obi from inception, so what's the point? Stop seeing him as your contender and have peace. While we have another person here, Neutral Blog, Niger, I want to reiterate that activists like Sowore do not make good leaders. They believe their chosen course of action is the most effective or the only way. That is not leadership. Leadership involves building and sustaining alliances, making strategic compromises, and sometimes engaging in horse trading to get the desired result while maintaining your integrity. A leader must know when and how to diffuse tension, preventing conflict from escalating. Peter Obi is a leader. That one, don't talk that in own. Okay, but meanwhile, I have someone else here, Mata Juku said, yet Nnamdi Kanu is languishing in custody for over 4 years now, and no one has hint to beg on his behalf. That one indirectly lambasted at Peter Obi as well. Why this one here? King Joseph said, this is why I would always choose Obi over Sowore. Sowore think every problem should be solved through fighting revolution. I think I took that before. Yeah, I don't know whether I pronounced that name well, but still, Sowore that is talking did nothing but accuse Peter Obi for his action. So Peter Obi should stage a protest so they can sentence him to treason. Obi has always been smart, 99% intelligent, 1% ruggedity. Okay? Then Shizuoke said, Obi this, Obi that. Obi blah, blah, blah. Have you seen Obi attacking you or Tinubu? Question. One thing is certain. Obi is not a saint, but is more righteous than you. You don't die in your cause of freedom. You live to die another day. Then I have another person right here, Dr. Ijokura Mond. I'm not sure if I pronounced that properly as well. Can someone ask Sowore to have some silence? Not all men fight and bark like dogs. Wise men have different approach to matters. Even Mandela never exhibited this behavior Sowore is currently showing now. And so that one, talk that one. But meanwhile, I have other ones, other reactions. Let me just bring this to your screen. Guys, help us to press on the like, help us to share. If you're just coming in, I'm not going to be here for long at least, but let me carry you along. Yes, you can see more right. Okay, let me put this on your screen. Then I have more here for you. This one is coming from Owago. Obi is a matured and wise man who understands you don't always win with war. He strikes when it is time, but bends when you are at your lowest. Wait till he becomes president. He will use his power judiciously. All right. Yes, Gimsi said, Paul, Peter Obi, did the right thing. Wisdom fights on the highway, not in the gutters. You send a message to people's conscience, plus subtly teach them positive principles of life. That's the way to fight others, so you don't bring a curse upon you. It is not a personal battle. It is a battle for the soul of the good of the nation and its citizens. You fight others by teaching them that you were brought up well. That is a more effective way to fight. A lot of people are educated so right here. But meanwhile, I have two for you right here. Tosi said, easier said from the outside. The handcuffed man remains in the cell when you all keep checking grams for update. Thank you, Paul. While the second person said, Noble Zuru. I agree. This would make Alpha feel so swelling-headed and think he's right. There are some things you don't do because you want people to think you are a good person. Everyone has spoken out saying, Alpha, you did wrong. Leave it there. Going to beg make no difference. Fela knows he's an activist, and this is one of the sacrifices he must pay for it. Of course, he has been paying it before it now. This is a show of weakness. Don't beg the devil. He will get punished by God. Whether now or later, Alpha, you are lucky Sowore is not a president when you tried those shea blah blah blah. Don't count yourself lucky. Okay, that one is supporting Sowore right there. The last one that I have for you, Azomta said, Oga, only you will continue that unending struggle. You dey hear me so? Question. Obedience stands for peace. Allow Peter Obi breath. Water no get enemy. Vasung said, you are very correct. Mr. Sowore, perhaps Peter Obi would have resorted to more forceful measures, higher talks, or assassin to rescue Dele in Ekiti, just like John Wick. Laugh, LOL. Mr. Peter Obi only demonstrated emotional intelligence by seeking a balanced solution and hearing from all involved parties. He didn't resort to pleading. Instead, he sought a fair resolution in a country with systemic challenges. I like that last part though. Anyway, my people, the battle they go on. But tonight, I would like us to talk on this once again. But today, Dele Farotimi went back to court again. They don't put anchor for a hand anymore. Watch this.
You don't.
Very good.
Now, the party just entered the courtroom, the magistrate courts 4 and 5 at Ekiti. So here we are with a comrade, Kuya Jai Wiseman. So, what can you say now?
Yes, we started, and the Farotimi is here. No more in chains, and that's the beginning of the freedom and the beginning of total liberation for the justice system in Nigeria. As you can see, we have the lawyers. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Olumide Fuchika, is leading our charge, and I can bet you he's going to get a bail today and it's going to be released. And you know, there is already working on the perfection of the bail of High Court yesterday. So finally, what we just want to say is that this is the beginning of the moment to show the world that enough is enough of tyranny, enough is enough of oppression and fiefdom. No individual can become a god. Thank you, sir.
So we heard that Peter Obi visited Babalola to go and beg him on behalf of Dele Farotimi. What can you say about that process?
The people are not interested in that. Anybody can go and negotiate with anybody.
But do you think and believe that Peter Obi can beg Babalola?
Everybody has no methodology. That's Peter Obi's methodology. But for us, we want total liberation, and there is no other condition or no other option.
Thank you.
All right. I say make I carry that one. Come give Una. That was the arrival of Dele Farotimi Medieval Magistrate Court premises in Ado Ekiti this morning. So we are waiting for the outcome of the court today, if they're going to let him go or if they're going to keep him till January, as they've stated yesterday. Let's see how it goes. But currently, different protests is going on everywhere. But although people didn't come out, like in Lagos here, in the island, nobody's on the street. Nobody's even talking about it at all. So, but tonight we'll give you more updates on that particular one. I appreciate every one of you, my people. Thank you very much for your time with us. If in case you have anything to say, I would like to pick 4 calls. If you want to call in, please call in. What's your take on this? Sowore Atakipita will be for visiting Afe Babalola to beg on behalf of Dele Farotimi. What's your take? Do you think it's a good move or is a bad move? Allegedly, though, because I don't know what they discussed there. Peter will be visited. Now, true say now beg, you go beg there, or he just visited as on a normal visit. I don't know. So in case you want to contribute to this, quickly do that and let's do this together. Or just put your question or your comment on the comment section, because I only have 2 minutes to take this together and end the show. I don't want it to be crossed more than 20 minutes. But I'd like to quickly acknowledge those of you already on the comment section. Mother of all Mommy Diaspora, good afternoon to you, Mommy. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon as usual. I appreciate you always. Thank you very much, Alarawanjo, Timmy DB. Thank you. God bless you, all my people. Christian CXL, thank you. BTV Nigeria, it's been a while. Good to hear from you. Madam Ahmed Bright, thank you very much, man, for joining us this morning. Good morning to you. Dex Stories, I can see you. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. God bless you. Dixon Idagbo, right there with us. Thank you very much. God bless you. Kate Omarose, I can see you as well. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'll just leave it right there. Let's talk on this later on tonight. We'll just take it from there. Okay. Somebody's calling in. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening to you. Talk to us. Hello. Hello. I can't hear you. Fortunately, I can't do a call back. It's too early for that. I'll give you 10 seconds to call back again so that I can round up. If not, I'm rounding up. Thank you, Femi Bash. It's good to hear from you. Okay, he said Peter Obi should not have gone to beg. Peter Obi should not have gone to beg Babalola. Is he implying that Dele Farotimi was wrong? On that, I don't know. I don't know if Peter Obi really went to beg, but Peter Obi went to visit Babalola. I don't know what they discussed. But to beg doesn't mean you are wrong. Do you know sometimes you can be right if you apologize? Are you aware of that? That's wisdom, though. I don't know. So it depends. Sometimes you can be wrong in a conflict. You just apologize. It's okay. Sorry. It's okay. Let's move on. I apologize. Then you move on. You can save a lot. But let me take this call quickly. Thank you very much, Madam Ola. Good morning to you, man. Calling in this morning. Please talk to us.
Good morning, my dear brother. Good morning.
Thank you, ma'am.
Everybody on the panel. Oh, nobody on the panel.
Nobody on the panel. No, on the comment section.
Yeah. Well, I was just putting something on the. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Mommy Diaspora. It's been quite a while. My job always clashes with the broadcast. Anyway, my brother. The thing is that first I just put it on the WhatsApp platform that I don't like the move at all, because my own concern is Obi has to come out to explain why he visited him, because this is like accepting the fact that this man has power to do and undo. He can just call anybody out and say, you call me names, you defame me. What exactly is defamation? Defamation can only be defamation when it is proven that this thing that this man said is not true. If it is true, it is not defamation, and everybody knows that defamation is not a crime, although they are trying to criminalize it. Okay, now that Obi is visiting him, what is Obi trying to tell us? Is he saying that this man was right for sending police after a man? Is he saying that he wants to be president of Nigeria? He's trying to kind of buy into what Nigerians, the influential ones, have been doing over the decades that we are trying to do. Shouldn't have made that move. He should, because to beg, he went to beg. So begging for what? What did? Let's establish what they are charging him for first. We have been crying defamation, but is that what they are charging him for? If we now, if they tell us that that's what they are charging him for, then we now have to move on to the point of, is defamation a criminal offense? For them to put somebody in handcuffs and imprison him and then say that he has to pay a bail of 50 million. We have to establish that, because everybody has been arguing up and down. They have not really formed a panel of lawyers and attorneys to tell us if defamation in a book that people did not even realize until this man came out, a crime to imprison somebody for, because they are coming up with the fact that defamation can be criminal if it's going to cause something on the person that's being defamed. But this book was not even recognized by a lot of people until this man came out. It's written down in a book with ink. It's not like he came out and started saying, this man is terrible, everybody go to his house and go and lynch him. He did not say that. So I'm not comfortable with this visit from Obi. I am not.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam.
Even though Sowore is saying Sowore is an opportunity, he has now found an opportunity to put Obi down. He might be singing it out loud there, but I am not comfortable. He has to come to us and explain why. I know it's a man of a good heart, but this one is the wrong one.
It's the wrong one. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Madam Ola. Let me hear from other person quickly. I have Mr. Sonny Okoso. Thanks for calling in, sir. Please talk to us. What's your take on this? Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
I'm very fine, sir. Good morning from Lagos.
I hope you are enjoying Lagos.
Yes, it's our country. You know, we are not complaining.
And the Harmattan started.
Yes, so it's just too much now. To be honest, they make me the sick self. It's just too much.
At least you better pass the Kuro in London.
Thank you, sir. Talk to us.
It is well.
How you say Peter Obi go allegedly beg Alpha Babalola to release Dele Farotimi and the attack on Sowore on Peter Obi?
I don't know. You know, anything Peter Obi does is never good in the sight of Sowore. You know, and he has to some of his supporters, where there is no any information that Peter Obi went there to beg Alpha Babalola. And you must not forget that Alpha Babalola himself supported Peter Obi during the 2023 election. Farotimi supported Peter Obi during the 2023 election. You know, Peter Obi is not an aggressive and a violent person. Peter Obi believes in due process and a peaceful way of resolving matter. And knowing the kind of country that we have in Nigeria, you know, where they can easily turn white to black, you know, and you can't just be fighting all the time. You know what I mean? You can't be fighting all the time. Dele Farotimi can fight for himself. But in this kind of matter, when you don't even know who is behind everything, you know, I think it is good that if Peter Obi can speak to Alpha Babalola, you know, that the matter be resolved amicably. It's a good thing. I don't know why Nigerians some Nigerians are talking as if they think that Nigeria is a safe country where people follow the rule of the law, whereby you can go to court and argue your case, and then you will just win based on the evidence and the fact that you provide, you know, whereby people can buy justice from behind you and then put you where you don't belong. You know, sometimes people talk when they are not the one that is involved.
Okay.
When they are not the one that is, you know, that is directly involved. Okay, if the person that just came out, if he was the one that was arrested like that, handcuff and take it to and somebody is speaking, we should be talking like that. Sometimes people should know how to talk. Not everybody can fight like Sowore. Not everybody have the skin of Sowore to be going to
okay.
Every now and then, you know.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Sonny Okoso. I appreciate you, sir. It's good to hear from you today, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Mr. Pansa, please speak. Now you be that.
Namina,
okay.
How many?
Thank you, sir. Good morning to you, sir. I need to be sure it's you now. Thank you, sir. What's your take on this? Let's just get to it. Peter Obi allegedly went to beg Alpha Babalola to release Dele Farotimi, and Sowore have lambasted Peter Obi that he have committed unspeakable and despicable injustice against the judicial corruption in our country. So, what's your take on that, sir?
Well, let me first say hello to you, Elvis, and it's 2:58 in the morning here in the west coast of the United States. Let me say hello to everybody who's in the panels in the comment section. You know, the problem with Sowore's take on this is you have to look at the totality of his activities when it surrounds Nigeria, for one thing, from Jonathan era to now. He is one guy that we all love. Sowore is courageous, he's doing a lot of work, but he's doing a lot of damage to us. If you look with the issue, what he's doing here right now, he's committing a big fallacy, something that he doesn't know Obi's mission to Mr. Babalola. What is his name now?
Babalola.
Yeah. He doesn't know why he went there. It's Obi's style to bring peace and do things methodically. So Sowore is committing a big fallacy, and he's taking us for a ride by doing this constantly, right? We wanted him to work with Obi because he brings the street rage that we all have to bring change quicker. Obi is a methodical guy, he's older than Sowore. They're not in the same league. But he doesn't respect Peter Obi, and he's just talking anyhow. What Peter Obi is doing now, I did with Sowore when he was in, which is to have the government obey due process, not to resolve the matter. They wanted to hold Sowore down or restrict him to a city and abuse him, beat him up in a courthouse. And we say, no, there's no way. We're not saying release Sowore to go free, don't charge him. We're saying release Sowore so he could make appearances in court to resolve his substantive issue. But the government has to obey our laws when it comes to due process. If somebody commits an offense, like in this case, if he's alleged to have committed an offense, he has certain rights. If it's a bailable offense, somebody like Dele Farotimi doesn't have a criminal record. He's not a flight risk. So sometime maybe Peter Obi, in his way of doing things, want to go there and let them know these things and say, look, we have to give him due process. That's not begging anybody. Besides, it doesn't stop what the street wants to do. If we need to protest, we have enough provocation already. Even from what happened to Sowore, it's enough for us to get on the streets to change things. So it's not a one size or one event. It's something that we have to attack from all angles, and everybody has to contribute what they have to. Now, I want to remind you that if you look at Sowore's history, it's clear that during the time 2015 election, 2014, 2015, we at some point had a hard choice to make. It became a binary choice. Either you're going to go with Buhari or you're going to go with Jonathan. We know Jonathan is not a saint, but when that time came to choose, he said that both the same, that they're all the same. They're not all the same. So that mistake of having Buhari come into the country in 2015, a military thug, geriatric dictator, right, that ruled our country with iron hand, killed a lot of people. So, and then with a civilian, Jonathan, who is a gentleman, civilian, he's not a Sowore, for example, or Peter Obi even. So, so he lacks judgment. So the only thing I'm asking is that when we're dealing with Sowore, he's redeemable, but we have to let him know. Now, I was in a panel with him the other day. There are two things that's unrelated to this, but shows where his wisdom is, that he has no judgment. I asked me a question the time before the last time. I said, Sowore, are you a capitalist or are you a communist? He chose the latter. He said he's not a capitalist, right? So now that has implications the reason why I asked him that question is that he keeps saying that they're all the same and that he wants to come to power by revolution. Now, I support a revolution if it's possible. But if you're anti-capitalist and you are revolutionary, then you're a communist. Do we all know that Sowore is a communist? We don't know that. He has made the case. So if why you hate Peter Obi is because he's a capitalist, and the Waziri of Adamawa is a capitalist, Tinubu is a capitalist. So when you say they're all the same, yes, you're right. But we didn't know what context that you mean that they're all the same. Because if you're a communist, then that explains why the United States doesn't help him when he's, when they have him in custody and ruffle up in court. An ordinary ambassador could pick up the phone and say to Buhari at the time, release him from there. Before they hang up the phone, they will release him. So now that's what I'm saying. If Sowore is saying and being very cruel, wicked towards Peter Obi, disrespectful. This is a man who won over 12 states, if you count Abuja as a state, the way it's counted, right? Sowore did not want to say.
But Mr. Pansa, to be honest, I will disagree for you to think that Omoyele Sowore is a communist. Omoyele Sowore doesn't have any kind of trace of communism. With what he has been fighting for decades now.
I know, but I just told you that I asked him, maybe
we should ask him.
Yeah, I asked him on the platform, Dr. Damages.
Yes.
Point blank. Are you a capitalist or are you a communist? He says, and I quote the beginning, I can't remember the rest of it. He says, I am not a capitalist. That is one clean sentence. Now I'll get it for you. It should be on Dr. Damages. And then he went to elucidate that things have changed from when Karl Marx was a communist, that even his comrades now would not recognize Karl Marx if he was alive today. But he left the notion that he is along that school of thought, right? Now, this is only important in the context of saying they're all the same. When you look at Peter Obi and you look at Tinubu and you look at Waziri of Adamawa, the PDP candidate, and you say they're all the same, there has to be a nexus that hold them all together. It has to be maybe the economic system, not the political system, right? Yeah. So now, I want you to verify that because now it's very important. I thought that would make news. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I leave it. We're going to discuss that later on. But then last weekend, we came back on the platform again, and I had a chance to question him again. This time because once it's not Peter Obi, I'm for Sowore, right? Yeah. But his attitude towards Jonathan and Peter Obi causes some kind of division. There's a chasm between he and I on that. So I asked him this time, look, you are here now in the United States. Why don't you're protesting? You don't have the threshold. The Nigerian people are not ready for anything revolutionary. They want an evolutionary change. But other countries are able to play their politics well here. A lot of Nigerians in diaspora here and the UK where you are, we can take justice home. That's the only way we can free our country. There's a lot of elites who are gone from that country. So when you are in that country, there's no way you can do anything. You need help from outside. You do. I mean, like Iraq and all that. So I asked him that question. I said, give me a very good answer. So he says to me, now, I had given an example of a Mr. Shalabi who had the Iraqi share, take their country back. He says he's not a Shalabi, which is true. Character-wise, Shalabi is no good. Sowore is a good person. So now, but he does agree with me that we need to take justice back home. That has to be the solution. So I like that. So now I'm saying the same thing to you now because I know you want to do a short thing here. So let me conclude by saying this to you, Elvis, because you've done a lot of work over the last 2 years. P2B hasn't even come here. So maybe you are left to sit on the fence a little bit. because I saw how you sat out the last election. Peter Obi is not a Sowore or somebody like you, like me. The reason why we respect him is that he respects his elders. I don't respect my elders. I respect elders who respect themselves, right? So, and if we have to support Peter Obi, he has not done any wrong yet. He feels that when he's in power, when there's a new Nigeria, then things have to be done according to due process, methodically. And that's the best we can do. We cannot be looking for a Peter Obi we wish we had, but we have to deal with the Peter Obi we have. And I believe he's a good, sound person as far as we're going to go through the system. But the moment we jettison Peter Obi, then we have to go into war or violent revolution. That's it. You don't have a choice. You cannot also be dealing with a Sowore you wish you have. You have to deal with the Sowore you have, which is a Sowore who cannot win a precinct even in a rigged election. He can't. Or mobilize people to get on the streets. So if his solution is what they did to him, where they killed his brother, he said that. They killed his brother. They put him in custody for a very long time, abused him, took away his rights, barely made it out of the country with this new administration. So do we leave Dele Farotimi in custody with goons, thugs, dictatorship? Is that better than to, as far as his release from custody, as appears to be, and then Sowore would do his own thing. Peter Obi would do his own thing. You will do your own thing. I'll do my own thing. We need, Sowore needs to learn the first thing you learn in kindergarten, which is how to work with others. You have to work with others. You cannot do this thing by yourself. We don't have a democracy. We are in a bind. The country has been taken over. The judicial is taken over. So that is my take.
So
I'm sorry,
before I let you go, that means Peter Obi, even though he went to beg Alpha Babalola, it doesn't mean anything to you.
No, because that's why I don't want you to keep repeating that, because that is a fallacy, right? Not only is it a red herring, it's a straw man, but more importantly, it's not verified that that's what he went there to do. There's no way. He was not in that meeting. He doesn't know that.
That's true.
He's lying. As a matter of fact, his hatred for P2B has made it to where Sowore now resorts to lying. If P2B went there and he says to Mr. Babalola, say, look, this is not putting the country in a good light. You still have your chance to go to court and iron these things out. But he should be released from custody. That's not begging. That is going to elucidate, enlighten an older man that is being used. Obviously, this man is being used by Tinubu to do this. So that's not, but once it's conclusive, yes. Now, if P2B went there to beg him, yes, I would find that I would approve it. I'm not here to tell P2B what to do, but it will be against my own way of doing something, and I will criticize it. But you cannot make that leap unless he's willing to give you right now his proof that P2B went there to beg him. It's customary when you go, let's say I go to Edo to where your king is, and from a politician or whatever, I go and pay a visit to him first, and I do this and I do that. It's just the way people do things with protocol back home. He's not picking sides. There has been an allegation made that he defamed the man. All right, P2B is not there to judge that. That's not his role. Okay, so an allegation has been made. The courts have to sort that out. But at the meantime, due process have to be followed, and he had to go make sure that this man understands that. That's what we want. And he got results. I believe that both are not in conflict, but Sowore has to understand that, number one, he's not up to shining P2B's shoes. right? I myself can beat Sowore in an election. The point is that he has to respect his elders, right? Like you say all the time, Nigel, what? I see you call people here, sir, and they turn around and call you sir. I'm beginning to learn how to do that myself, right? It's no big deal. I'll call you sir, you call me sir. Because normally when I came on this platform, when you call somebody sir, I don't expect them to call you sir too, right? I mean, isn't that sir? Isn't it the same thing? If I'm your sir, then you're not my sir. Isn't that right? But I'm joking. All I'm saying is that what we have to do, Sowore has to learn how to work with others. P2B is not his mate. P2B is older than him by age. P2B has been a governor. P2B is a very successful businessman. P2B is incorruptible. He has moral fiber. Moral fiber. So anybody, after what we've been through, where you could search the whole Nigeria, you could only maybe find Dele, Farotimi, Peter Obi, a few others who are above board, who want to pursue the truth, who want the best for the country, pure patriots. And then you're picking on the one-eye person we have in the country. Does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense. P2B has never responded one time to him. And he's been in P2B's face talking nonsense. Right? P2B is only looking to get into power where we have a new Nigeria. Meanwhile, we have to deal with the country we have.
Okay. All right. But lastly, before I let you go, because I need to end the show right now, what's your take on 2027? If Peter Obi comes out, which I will be talking about tonight, but I don't want to reveal that now. If, for example, Peter Obi declared that he's coming out again in 2027, but you have not given us a clue how it will take Tinubu out in 2027, will you support Peter Obi?
The last time, it took me a while to move from, I'm a Biafran, I'm a Nigerian, but I'm a Biafran as well, right? Our position is that it's totally useless going into election with the Nigeria we have today. It's a waste of time. They could just turn off the beavers. They could do anything. They would not let it work. So, but I was on this platform, your platform here, I was compelled to go ahead, urge our people to go and get their PVC, register and vote. So I separated from the core Southeasterners who already know what's going on. We're light years ahead of the rest of the country. We've been in the war, for example, with Nigeria. We know who we're dealing with. We know that it's by the tenets of northern Muslims, Sunnis. They don't believe that the population, they don't believe in democracy. They don't believe that the people pick the leaders. They believe that the leaders come from God. So basically, what they've done is made a deal with Britain to where our Supreme Court acts as that, what they call a council. That's who picks the leader. So now, there's been people like Jonathan who come to power, but they came accidentally. So after those people come to power accidentally, maybe somebody died and he's vice president, they become president, but they have to take him out quickly. So I want to hear them say, you know what, let's give it a shot. We have a very good candidate this time who's galvanizing the whole country. So I'm going to hear them urge people to go and register to vote. So now, to answer your question directly, 2027 is a long time from now. If P2B does not do anything, or not P2B alone, but Labour Party, Democrat, the PDP, the rest of them, the process, INEC has to be sacrosanct. The guy who is there now, by the way, Mahmoud, he go on Wikipedia or anywhere you could look at his biography. He is a guerrilla warfare professor. That's what he, before he came to this job. He believes his thing is asymmetric warfare. I want you to know that politics is defined as war by other means. When I taught politics, that's one of the first thing you teach somebody when they come into class. So he is not your average guy, right? He's there. He's a soldier. And when Buhari came in, he removed those who were there and picked him there to be this INEC chairman, and he's not playing. Even if he does it in a terrorist form. If he could do something now, if the country is crying, then he'll do worse. He'll do even more to show you that you don't count, that this is warfare. It's not for negotiation. So anyway, unless something is done where Mahmoud is removed from INEC and prosecuted, and the laws, the 2022 electoral laws are in order, right? It's a waste of time going to the polls in 2027. It's a long time from now. So I'm not making I'm not picking anybody right now as far as who's going to be my candidate. If everything remains the same, if the same actors come into play to run again, Peter Obi, Tinubu, and Waziri of Adamawa, I can't remember his name for whatever reason. I remember his title though. PDP guy. Of course, Peter Obi is the person to pick, unless somebody else is better come along. The reason why we support Peter Obi is not because he's Southeastern or anything like that. It's just that he's better than everybody else who's running against him. And there's just no doubt about that. But he was a better candidate than he is an ex-candidate, because they took away everybody's vote. Everybody gave him a mandate, and he, instead of him getting the hell out of that country and forming a government in exile and fighting for that mandate, he's right there sitting there trusting the judiciary.
Okay. All right. Mr. Pansat, I agree with you on that statement that the reason why everybody supported Peter
I can hear you, Elvis. Okay, it looks like Mr. Elvis is frozen. So let's give him time to come back on. Something like this happens once in a while. Okay, welcome back.
We're back. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, everyone supported Peter Obi. It's not because he's an Igbo man or he came from the Southeast, because at that particular time, Peter Obi was the best. But in 2027, we are not sure. But indeed, Peter Obi still remains the best. I know many people will not like me whenever I say things like this. I not mention your own person, go be say, and not be, and I don't become a bad person. But if we have to be realistic, till this moment, as of today, Tuesday, 10th of December, Peter Obi still remains the best amongst them all. But in 2027, have in mind that a lot of people will come out. I said it before. For me, if Obiozia Kwesili, if I don't know if I pronounce her name properly, for example, say she come out, say she want run. May I go dump Peter Obi, support her? You know why? Because I'm a big fan of this woman. This is the woman I'm talking about.
All of them. The political class has decided that they are the bandits against the people of Nigeria. Between the executive, the president, the presidency, the National Assembly, I think they are decided that they are the bandits. They are the bandits. Ooh.
Okay, that's the woman I'm talking about. For example, because not for this platform, when I talk, I'm go your right. Mr. Najawa, thank you, God bless you. But when I not talk and go your side, automatically I'm a bad person. If, for example, 2027, this woman comes out, I will use everything, both my platform, everything. I go log the key, I go to where for side water. If you are not supporting her, you are not coming here. I'm telling you, I'm declaring this. But for any reason, she not declare. If Peter Obi is running again, Peter Obi needs to tell us, how he want to defeat Tinubu in 2027 before I will put on. If not, I will leave the platform for anybody that is supporting anybody to come in, but I will stay on the fence. That's my take.
I would like to say a couple of things about that. And it's obviously, it's shocking and stunning to see you say that, obviously. But you've hinted at that the whole time. The reason why, if Madam Ezekwesili throws her heart in the ring, we're still going to defeat her as obedience is because Obi has so many virtue that's clear, clean cut. He's been around his campaign and he's told all kinds of anecdotes, and he's been in government, governed a state for 8 years, brought his state from number 26, 27 to number 1. He has courage. I want you to know that he has compassion. He has responsibility. He has patience. He has appreciation. He has generosity, charity, honesty, forgiveness in his heart. No animals whatsoever, religious. So Peter Obi, it's someone that perhaps entire Africa has never produced somebody like that before. It will be a different thing if Peter Obi comes on stage as president of Nigeria. It's going to be a totally different thing altogether. He's going to solve all these problems we have: the Biafran issue, what are those people making trouble? Boko Haram in the north. Peter Obi is nobody matches him when it comes to that. He's a genuine character from high school, from when he was in school. He's not pretending, right? Now, I'm not saying that Madam Ezekwesili doesn't have some virtues, right? But she's never been a governor, for example, just like Sowore has never been a governor. So there are all kinds of stuff.
Like I said, everybody entitled to who they can support. Peter Obi is still on the race, but still, I mean, on the race in my heart. But Peter Obi, because he have been there, in 2023 general election, you and I know Peter Obi won the election, right? We know what happened.
Yes.
So,
but
yes,
by wide margin.
That's why he needs to carry us along, to give us some kind of hope that, okay, what happened before will not repeat itself again. That's what I'm saying. You know, you can't just say, vote for me. Tell us. They will steal a mandate around 4 a.m. in the morning and slap all of us. What will happen? We need to know these things before we engage in this kind of long
I know,
journey.
but Elvis, you know that you and I, we were on air when they did all that. See, that is not Peter Obi's role, because we made a choice. We chose Peter Obi to be the principal, the person who is going to represent us. And we chose him because it's not that way anyway, right? Unfortunately, you don't find all virtue in one person. But the role of taking back that mandate, it was the Nigerians who fell Peter Obi. It wasn't the other way around. He gave the body language that we want somebody who's going according to the Constitution. We don't want somebody, because anybody who could come out and say, okay, let's destroy Asarok, would also have that animus in him to do other things that we don't sanction. He's not that kind of a character.
Peter Obi never called for anything. He calmed everybody down, and we should go to the judiciary.
Right.
But the judiciary told us.
Right. He, like I said, he is like an intermediary between the old order and the young people today, like Sowore and myself and yourself, right? I'm older than Peter Obi, but I'm putting myself in the other section of it. I'm saying that he's not the kind of person, that's not why we picked him. It's not to cause a revolution, but we are supposed to defend our vote. That's another reason why I wasn't mad at the chairman, Labour Party chairman. His role was to win that election and to do whatever it takes to win that election, and he did. So did Peter Obi. But Nigerians, as Sowore himself can attest, Sowore went through hell for all of us, right? We were there watching. I mean, I could tell you how that impacted me. I was very upset the way Sowore was treated, right? Yeah. The Nigerians, they don't come out because if they do come out, that they will not do that to Sowore. Even as hot-headed as Sowore is, he can't feel a city to protest, no matter what kind of call he's made. So Peter Obi, they're watching that. He's a wise man. He already knows that Nigerians are not up to protesting. Else he would have gone that route. He will make the calculation. He knows that even if he calls for Nigerians to come out and protest, there won't be sufficient number, because these people would have thugs come and kill people, and he doesn't want that. So if he knew that the people would rise up, he will be for it. He knows that they're not going to rise up. So that's the difference.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And don't please do, no matter what, I want to beg you one thing before I let you go. You are so important here. I don't think you've been appreciated much, but they've been watching you as well. Because I could tell from your body language that you're ready to abandon ship. If there's somebody else that's even half as good, but I'm going to tell you something. Nobody's better than P2B, and it's not going to be coming for a very, very long time. Let's give him one more chance. But now we're going to make sure that Mahmoud is not there. I know they say he's going to retire. I didn't want him to retire. I wanted him prosecuted. But if Mahmoud is gone, we should fight to have an INEC that's sacrosanct. Peter Obi is the man who's going to unite the country, who has the wisdom, the temperance, the trust. He has a lot of supporters. It's not just you and I here. Trust, all right? Thank you for giving me the chance to explain this.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Pastor. In fact, now you drag us go reach this 1 hour or so, and I enjoyed having one-on-one with you. Normally, when we have a lot of people on the panel, you and I will not have this time to interact with each other.
That's true.
Yeah, I think this is nice sometimes. Just two people on the panel is very, very brilliant. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Yes. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. You see, on NEPA, this is light for my head, so not in a NEPA. But it doesn't affect the broadcast. I appreciate every one of you, my people, right there. We've come to the end of the broadcast, so we need to go now. I'll see you guys again later on by God's grace, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Please help us to press on that like button right now. Help us to share. This morning, nobody buy me coffee, but hopefully later on, I will get a coffee from you guys. I appreciate you all. I'd like to quickly acknowledge some of you on the comment section quickly before I go. Madam Amebright, you said you tried coming in. Yeah, I saw that your mic were not turned on. All you just need to do is to restart your gadget and log into your StreamYard to join again. Then you'll be fine. Follow the step. Don't rush. Because they're going to ask you from beginning, turn on your mic and your camera. Do them before you continue, before you press on the next level. Yeah, you'll be fine. Thank you very much, everyone. Mother of all Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you. Always. Thank you very much, Josh. Efosa Benedio, Love Maduka, thank you. BTV Niger, thank you. Eva Line, thank you, my people. I appreciate you all. Yes, we've come to the end of the broadcast. I'll see you guys again later on. Thank you. Let me get your permission to leave the show right now. Take care and bye for now.
No more bad government in Nigeria. Nigeria what? The only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Nigeria what, No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. Nigeria what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. For the poor, no more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what media? No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria, no more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media, no bad government. The #1 media in Nigeria, no more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what, The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Niger what, Voice for the voiceless. Niger Watch Media. Voice for the voiceless. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless.